Hello everyone, if you are new, my name is Marin. Welcome to another reading vlog. This is going to be the vlog for the 9th round, I think, of the Final Book Support Group, which is hosted by Steph over at Steph Loves, in which the goal is to just finish series books. So I did finish a series book this morning. Just for reference, today's Saturday, November 4th. The readathon started yesterday, November 3rd. It is running from Friday through Monday. She's doing like an extended weekend. However, for me, I think I'm going to go ahead and extend this out just to a full week, and we'll see what all I can get read in that time. So I did finish the third and final book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series by Jenny Han, which is Always and Forever Laura Jean. I was listening to this one on audio. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. I didn't like it as much as the first book, but I did like it much more than the second book. There's still something about Laura Jean that sometimes grates on me, gets on my nerves a little bit. I felt like in this book she was very bossy. She was trying to take control of some things, and I get it because her life is getting ready to change with college and everything, but she came across kind of annoying, for lack of a better word. The one thing I did really enjoy was her father's romance with Miss Rothschild, whose first name is Trina, because he and Trina have been dating. They started in like the second book. They're dating in the third book. He proposes and they're planning their wedding. So I really liked getting to see more of Trina, more of her and Laura Jean's dad's relationship. I thought that was all really, really cute. And the wedding was really nice. So all of that I really enjoyed. Peter, in my opinion, is like the shining star in this installment. But yes, enough of that. I did finish it. That is a series off my 10 series to finish in 2023 list. So we can check another one off. Now, what I think I'm going to be reading in this vlog, first of all, I'm going to be finishing The Language of Thorns, which is a carryover from October because I didn't get it read. That is my buzzword pick for October. So I need to get that read. I have 3 stories left. Hopefully I can get that read throughout the course of this week and get that one crossed off my TBR because that's been hanging around for a little while. I'm not very good about reading anthologies. They just are not something that I really gravitate towards, even though I have really enjoyed all 3 of the stories I've read in The Language of Thorns. There's still just something about it that makes me not pick it up like I should. So we're gonna finish that one. That one is technically part of a series, so I feel like it fits with this vlog. The one I'm hoping to finish possibly by Monday is Hereafter by Kate Bryan. This is the second book in her Shadowlands trilogy. This is a YA thriller slash mystery slash paranormal book in which you are following, what's her name? Rory. Her name is Rory. You're following Rory, who is attacked by a serial killer at the very beginning of the first book. She escapes. She's like the only one to escape this killer, and as such her family is put into the witness protection program, and they are sent away to live on this like very strange island where weird things are happening. There's a lot more going on to it that you discover like throughout the course of the book. I don't want to spoil it. I did really enjoy it. When I reread it a couple months ago in September, I gave it 4 stars. The first time I read it, I gave it 5 because it was kind of like my first taste of the mystery thriller genre, and I really, really enjoyed it. So this is the continuation. I'm going to try to talk about this one without spoiling the first one because there's a very big twist that comes out like at the end of the first book, and I don't know how much of that is going to like play a role in this one, so we'll see. This one has decently sized font. It has a total of 307 pages, so hopefully I can get through this weekend and cross another one off my list because I want to finish this series this year, and my goal is to read the 3rd and final book in December. So this will be the one that I'm starting with. I am also going to be starting the audio of The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl by Theodora Goss, which is the 3rd and final book in her like Daughters of the Athena Club series. I read the second one, which was ginormous, like over 700 pages in September. Didn't like that one as well as the first one, so I'm hoping the 3rd one gets us back on track and I enjoy it a little bit more. I felt like the second one was overly long. It wasn't as tightly plotted in my opinion. So we'll just see what happens with the third one. But that's going to be my audiobook for this week. So I will give you updates like as I go through listening to that. I'm hoping that I can have that done by the end of this vlog. So those are the two books that I'm going to be focusing on in this vlog. This one and the audiobook. And then hopefully also finishing The Language of Thorns. What I was doing in previous vlogs was just giving you like a quick rating of each short story. So that will be the goal as well. So we'll see how it goes. That's going to be what you're going to see in this vlog. Right now I need to film a couple of videos, so I will talk to you a little bit later with a reading update. I think I'll do about 50 pages in this one, come back and give you some initial thoughts, and then hopefully also be able to cross off the fourth story in The Language of Thorns, and I'll talk to you about that one as well, if that should actually happen. So I will see you in a little bit. Hey y'all, it's close to 10 o'clock. I have a reading update for you. So first of all, I did read the next story in The Language of Thorns. This one was called The Little Knife or Little Knife. And I'm giving it 3 stars simply because I didn't like it as much as the previous 3, all of which I have given 4. So this is about a town that in current day, if you were to visit it, it's been completely like decimated. It's empty, it's run down, it's like silent because nobody lives there, including animals. And so the story is about how the town came to be. Basically, there's a duke who has a very beautiful daughter. He gets the idea to like marry her off by having her suitors complete like a task. But the person that wins the first task, he does not like. So then he gives a second task and then a third task. And basically the fallout from that, which is not directly the Duke's fault, but rather one of the suitors' fault, is what causes the town to be destroyed. So that was what that one was about. I enjoyed it. It didn't have like a twist like I was expecting because the previous 3 all had like some pretty significant twists. So 3 stars for this one. It was fine. The artwork is beautiful. Once again, the illustrations are just truly stunning. The way the book is illustrated and told. So I do really enjoy that aspect of it. And one more story down. So there's 3 left. I've got, or 2 left. 2 left, 3 left. I can't remember. Let me look. 2 left. So I've got The Soldier Prince and then When Water Sang Fire. So this should definitely be done in this vlog. I know I keep saying that like every vlog that I've done for the month of October and now into November, but this really will be done this week and I can turn it back into the library. Also, this is a very heavy book. So really good quality paper. Obviously, it's got foiling on the cover and it's very heavy. So that was kind of unexpected. So it's kind of hard to like hold it and read it. So I just put it in my lap because it is quite heavy, but beautiful book. I'm enjoying it so far and we'll give you like ratings on the rest of the stories once I read them. So that is this one. One more story checked off. And then I also spent a bit of time today starting Hereafter by Kate Bryan. This book picks up directly after the first book. So there's no like time passing. It is literally like the same day that the first book ends. So this bombshell is dropped at the very end of the first book, and this is the continuation of that. So we're still following Rory. She and her father and her sister are on this island, which is called Juniper Landing. Rory has just learned like a truth at the end of the first book. And then now the second book seems to be like a continuation of that, how she comes to like find her place on the island, get to know the locals, that kind of thing. There is a second perspective in this book. So this book is first person. You are mostly getting Rory's point of view, but then there are little chapters here and there, very short chapters, which are very sinister in nature, talking about like some things that whoever this person is doing behind the scenes. and you can tell that it's like a very sinister plot. And I kind of have a feeling that I know where it's going, especially after like the last chapter that we just read. So yeah, we'll see like how that continues to work out. But I am on page 114, which is a chapter called The Mayor. The chapters are not numbered, they're just titled. The Mayor is Tristan's mother, and Tristan is like the love interest in here and a little bit in the first book. So that's where we are. Hopefully I can get a good chunk of this read tomorrow. Monday and Tuesday I do not have students. We have work, but we do not have students. Tuesday is an election day, and we do not have school anytime there's an election because some of the schools are polling places. So Monday we have PD, Tuesday we have like a teacher work day. So as such, I'm not going grocery shopping tomorrow, so I can literally just hang about and read. So this could potentially get done tomorrow. It does read pretty quickly, and I'm curious to see where it's going to go, how it's going to set up the third and final book, like what exactly is going on with like the Sinister chapters. So enjoying it so far. It's got a nice vibe. This would be a good one for like spooky season because it has that little bit of a spooky vibe with the paranormal twists. And yeah, that's kind of my little update on that one. This one's going to be hard to review and talk about because I do want to avoid spoilers for the first book. But so far I can say that I'm enjoying it, and we will see if that continues, and hopefully it will because I still need to read the third book. So that's the update for today. I'm probably going to be awake for a little while longer, but then shall be going to bed shortly. So more reading will happen tomorrow. Ideally, I will get another story read in here plus a good chunk of this. So once that happens, if I should finish both of these, I will potentially be starting United We Spy, which is this book right here. It is the 6th and final book in the Gallagher Girls series, and that's going to be my next like physical read. So that's all I've got for you. I will talk to you again tomorrow with some more reading updates and just bring you along as I hang out and chill and relax. So even though we only had students for 4 days last week, it was like the longest 4-day week ever with Halloween on Tuesday. It was a wild one, y'all. So yeah, reading, relaxing is the plan tomorrow. I will talk to you when I have a bit of an update. So I will see you when I see you.
Simon & Schuster Audio presents The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl, The Extraordinary Adventures of the Athena Club, Book 3, by Theodora Goss. Read by Kate Redding.
Hey y'all, happy Sunday. I already talked about the books yesterday, so I'm just going to go ahead and chat briefly about what my reading plans are for today. So I am going to be reading The Soldier Prince in the Language of Thorns. This is the 5th of 6 stories, so I will actually get this finished this week. Amazing. The next story, as I mentioned in the last vlog, is quite long. It's called When Water Sang Fire, and it's like almost 100 pages. So it's quite lengthy. So I will save that one probably for tomorrow. We'll just play it by ear, but this, I will come back with an update on that story once I finish it. And then I did mark out page, let's see, it's page 206. So this one right here is where I've marked it. So that's when I will come back and chat with you about Hereafter. I potentially can get this finished today. We'll just see what the day brings, but yeah, I will at least come back and chat with you once I am on page 206, because then there are about 100 pages left and I can probably get it finished, but I don't want to promise that. I'm not in any rush to, you know, whip through this really quickly, so we'll see how it goes, but that is when I will come give you a reading update on this one. I also, as you saw, did start The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl by Theodora Goss. I'm not very far yet. I got like 13% into it. So that will be the audiobook that I'm going to continue listening to throughout this week. We have a teacher work day on Tuesday, so I'm thinking I should be able to get a pretty good chunk of that listened to at work while I'm just putting books away and working on book fair stuff. So hopefully that will be done pretty quickly this week, because I was lucky enough to like do what the library calls a skip the line loan for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. The hold list on that was like 12 weeks. So I was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to get it read, and it's one of the books on my 23 and 2023. So thankfully I was able to nab that hold. So that's going to be the next audiobook I listen to. I don't know if I'll start it in this vlog or in the next one, but that was the good news, that I was able to grab that and not had to actually wait 12 weeks, because that would have been rough. We don't even have 12 weeks left in the year, which is crazy. So anyway, that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and get reading. I'm gonna do The Language of Thorns first. So this one, I'll come back and chat with you and then dive back into Hereafter. I have zero other plans for today, so we'll see what I get up to. I'll bring you along and I will chat with you in a bit. All right, y'all, I just got done reading The Soldier Prince, which is the 5th of 6 books in The Language of Thorns. This story was like a Nutcracker retelling with a bit of a twist, and much like the other stories in this collection, had some really nice vibes, kind of creepy, suspenseful vibes. You are reading from Clara's perspective, sort of, but you're mostly from the Nutcracker's perspective. And I quite liked the artwork of this one. So along the side, you have this character who is a clockmaker with the puppet of the girl. That is meant to represent Clara, and he's like pulling her strings. And then at the end, however, the full illustration ends up looking like this, which I really, really liked. Looking at like the different items in the cabinet plays a role in the story. I really, really liked that. So that is that one. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. I liked it more than the one I read yesterday, but still not as much as the first 3. So the one I read yesterday was Little Knife. That one got 3 stars, as you saw. So this one's 3.5 because I liked it more than that one, but still not as much as the first 3. I still think overall this is a very solid short story collection, so we will see how it ends with the very long When Water Sang Fire. So that one I will read at some point this week. But now I'm going to go ahead and turn my attention to Hereafter by Kate Bryan. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to read to page 206, come back and chat with you about it, let you know my thoughts, and that might be all I read today. I want to take a little bit of a break. It's 2:30 and I want to play some Sims 4. So then I will read this. I spent over an hour editing my video that goes up Tuesday. It was my empties video. It was quite long, so that one took a bit to edit. So that's what I was doing first. Then I had a cinnamon roll from Bread Co., which is known as Panera everywhere but St. Louis. So I had that. I picked that up yesterday, saved it for today. So I had that for a very sweet lunch. And now I'm going to relax a little bit with The Sims, then come back and read this. So I will check in with you once I have an update on Hereafter, but so far the day's going very nice. It's been very chill and I have no complaints. So I will see you in a little bit when I have an update on this. Hey y'all, it's about 6:30. I have reached like the 2/3 mark of Hereafter. I'm at 68% according to Goodreads. So I have gotten to page 206. Right now, I think we are moving into like the climax of the story. Some weird things have started happening on the island where Rory and her family are staying, and there are some people who are attempting to blame her for these strange occurrences because she is like the newest person to the island. So that's about as much as I can give you without spoiling. I am almost 99.9% positive that I know who the like more sinister point of view is coming from. There are two people that I'm kind of waffling between, but I have a pretty good idea of who it's going to actually be. So we'll see how that all plays out. But I do have this much left. I am not sure if I'm going to do any more reading tonight. I may save this until tomorrow and finish it off once I'm home from work. But I also still have plenty of time to do some more reading. So if the mood strikes, I'll pick it back up. I would say this is easy to read. I could keep going through it and like get through it really quickly, but I don't feel like a sense of urgency to do so because I'm still early in the month and still have plenty of time to get through my TBR. So this is a quick read. The first one was as well. And if you had a few hours, you could probably sit down and blow straight through it. I'm happy to take my time with it. I think it gives me more time to like think about it, make predictions, things like that. So again, I might read more of this tonight. And if I do, I will talk about it with you. Otherwise, I'm gonna save the last third for tomorrow, finish it off, and I will talk to you then. So I will just see what strikes my fancy. But for right now, I'm gonna stop talking. I did just eat some dinner, but I do want to watch a couple of YouTube videos, kind of chill without reading for a little while, and then I will see what else the evening has in store for me. So I will talk with you later on. Hello all, happy Tuesday. Today was a teacher work day, so I was able to completely finish listening to the audio of The Sinister Mystery of the Mesmerizing Girl by Theodora Goss, which is book 3 in her Daughters of the Athena Club series. I really enjoyed this one, liked it better than the second. And I think I may have even liked it more than the first, but it's been a couple years since I've read the first one. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I thought it was an really well done ending to the series. It gets a little chaotic and brings in like some new storylines and things, but it did its best to tie up loose ends. There's still like one remaining loose end, but I think the story is like satisfactorily closed at this point. So I really enjoyed it, would recommend, and this crosses another series off my 10 series to finish in 2023 list. So that is excellent. Now I have not touched Hereafter since Sunday, so I'm gonna probably, I'm making no promises, but I'm probably going to read a bit of that tonight, potentially finish it. I'll just play it by ear and see how I'm feeling. I didn't do any reading last night. I was really tired, so I just didn't have like the brain power to read, but it is 5 o'clock, so I could potentially get it finished. But again, I'm gonna just let the evening play out and see what happens. I did, however, get my Sephora order because I did place an order while Sephora was doing their sale. So I want to go ahead and just share that a little bit. I did pick up 2 mascara minis. So they are these right here. This one is from Tower 28 and this one is from Caloray. I've not tried either of them, so I went with the minis just to give them a go. The Caloray one is, I believe, a tubing mascara. I don't think the Tower 28 one is, but I'm looking forward to trying both of them. My current mascara is on its last legs, so I'll see how much longer it lasts, but then I will be giving one of these a go. I also did pick up this mini of the Rare Beauty liquid blush. This is in the shade Hope, and I've wanted to try these liquid blushes for a while. So when I saw that they had a little mini available, and it's super cute, it looks like this, I decided to give this one a go as well. I have not tried any of the Rare Beauty blushes, but I do like cream blush, so that will be something that I probably give a go next year because I am trying to finish some blushes off in my Project Pan. I did pick up this kit of like the Boom Boom cream. So it's got like 3 different things in it. It has, I believe, a body wash and then the cream and then a body spray. So it comes like this. I really enjoy the scent of this, and this was like one of those Sephora holiday specials for the end of the year. So here is the body wash. Here is the like body cream, and then here is the body spray. So just a little fun little kit, and then it came with this cute little like travel thing to use, like if you're carrying on, you can use it for your liquids, and then you can just use it for traveling in general. So I picked that up as well. So that's just a fun little thing. I'm looking forward to playing around with that and trying the body spray and the body wash, because the only one I've used is the cream before. And then I splurged on another eyeshadow palette. This is the new one from Natasha Denona. This is the I Need a Nude palette. This is like right up my alley, y'all. I love shades like this. They're so pretty. I can use them in everyday looks. So here is what it looks like. And this is like exactly the kind of eyeshadow shades that I love. So I did pick that up as well. That's my little Sephora haul. Now I, first of all, need to type up my review on Goodreads and close out that book, because I did finish it at school, but I didn't like put on my Goodreads that I'd finished it. So I want to go ahead and do that. I need to edit my video that's going to go up on Thursday, because I want to get that done and ready so I'm not having to do it tomorrow night. And then potentially I will do some reading. If I do, I'll chat with you about it either tonight or tomorrow. The book will get done by the end of this vlog. I'm just not sure that I'm feeling it tonight, mostly because I feel like I know what's going to happen, and it kind of like ruins the suspense a little bit. So anyway, I'll talk more about that in the review when I do finally read it. But yes, that's all I have for you. I'm just kind of wanting a lazy night, and hopefully I will be able to get to bed early and actually sleep, because I kept waking up last night. So I'm very tired. But yes, that's enough of that. I'll talk with you later on once I have a reading update for you.
Listening Library presents A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Read for you by Bailey Carr, with performances from a full cast.
Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of United We Spy by Allie Carter, performed by Renee Rodman.
Hello all, happy Saturday. I have a reading update. So first of all, I did finish reading Hereafter by Kate Bryan. This is the second book in the Shadowlands trilogy, as I've already mentioned. I did not love this. I am giving it 3 stars. I actually finished this on Wednesday. I just forgot to come update you about it. My biggest complaint about this is that it is very clear that the author wants you to think that a very specific person is responsible for kind of what's going down in here. And the way that the story was written, it makes it obvious that it's that person. So I feel like that cut into like the suspense and things. There were still things that happened in here that surprised me, but the ending was not a surprise, because it was like very obvious that that's what the author wanted you to think was going on. Now that being said, I have a feeling that that's like a red herring, which is annoying, because that means this entire book was kind of unnecessary. If there's going to be a twist regarding who's actually responsible in the 3rd book, and you spent the entire 2nd book pointing at that person, only for it to not turn out to be that person, I don't know, that's not my favorite. But I did still enjoy like the atmosphere of this. The mystery element was still decently done, but I didn't like this nearly as much as the first one, so I'm giving this one 3 stars. I will see how the final book ends. The cover's right here. It's called Endless. I'm hoping it's a good series finale, but I've seen some mixed things about it, so We'll find out next month when I read it. But this one is done, 3 stars. Then last night I finished listening to the audio of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Now this one I did really enjoy. I'm giving it 4 stars. Would highly recommend the audiobook because it is full cast, which I really, really enjoyed. And basically you're following a girl named Pip who is doing her like senior project on a murder that took place in her small town like 5 years previous. She is convinced that the person that the town holds responsible for the murder was not actually the murderer, so she sets out to kind of solve the mystery on her own. There were a lot of twists and turns here, although I did have a feeling that I knew who was going to be responsible, and it turned out to be right. So probably because I've just read enough thrillers where I know how things work. This is a YA thriller, which I did really enjoy. I thought the book was well written. The suspenseful atmosphere was really good, especially towards the end as Pip starts getting like some pushback from people. She's getting like threatening letters, threatening phone calls, and the vibe of that was very well written. And I am going to read the second book. So if you are interested at all in this book, I would recommend check out the audio if you like to read books that way, because it was very well done. So that one is done. And then today I started the audio of United We Spy by Allie Carter, as you already saw. And this is the final book in the Gallagher Girls series. So I am trying to check series off, and this is the last one that I need to finish in this series, aside from like a couple of like novellas or whatever. I actually listened up to page 91, so I'm hoping I can have this done within the next few days. I will give you an update in my next vlog, but so far this one's going fine. It picks up pretty much right after book 5. So yes, this will be another series that I will be able to finish this month, which is exciting. So the one thing I did not do, however, was read the last story in here. So I am going to do that today because I want to finish this off, and this will kind of close out this vlog. So the story that I need to read is When Water Sang Fire, and it's a little bit of a more lengthy one, but I still don't think it's going to take me too long to get through. So I will come back and chat with you about this once I've read it and close out the vlog. Now before I do that, I did get some book mail. So I got Allie Hazelwood's newest book, Check and Mate. This is her YA debut. I don't know when I will get around to reading it, but I've collected like all of her books, so it will get read at some point. Hopefully I will enjoy it. But that is my little book mail for this week because I think it came out on Tuesday. And that's literally all I have for you. So I have to film a couple of videos. I'm gonna do that right now. Then I will tackle The Language of Thorns, come back and chat with you about it, finally, and close out this vlog. So I will see you in a little bit. Hey y'all, it's like 7:45-ish, and Cassidy was doing sprints, so I used those sprints to finish the last story in The Language of Thorns, and it was the best story of the whole collection. So it's called When Water Sang Fire. It's like a Little Mermaid retelling, and I gave it 5 stars. It was a great ending. The artwork was more in depth than like any of the other books. So in this story, you're following a girl who doesn't really fit into her like underwater home. There's like some rumors about her birth, where she came from, so she's kind of shunned. She befriends another girl, and the two of them can create spells and things with the songs. Like that's what their people are known for, but these two girls have something really special about them, so they make really strong magic. And they catch the eye of the youngest prince, and every summer the royal family gets to like leave the ocean to go spend time on land, and he brings these 2 girls with him, and then stuff kind of happens. So what I really enjoyed about the artwork in this one is that when the story starts out, it is taking place underwater, like in the ocean. So the girls are depicted as mermaids, but then when it turns to them being on land, they then are depicted as humans. And then there's also a part where they start getting like covered up with smoke until you get to like some of the final illustrations here. And then the last illustration is like creepy and haunting and a little bit terrifying, and that's this one here. So I really, really liked the art. I would highly recommend, if you're gonna read this, to read it physically so you have like the illustrations available to you, because they really help make the story. So yes, 5 stars. Great way to end this short story collection. I'm giving the collection as a whole 4 stars, which is the highest that I think I've ever given a short story collection, because I've mentioned ad nauseum that I don't have the best track record with short story collections and anthologies, but this one was definitely a winner. I loved her take on like classic fairy tales or stories, and loved the artwork. Nice twists in the stories, just really, really enjoyable. I think it does help to have like background of like the Grishaverse as a whole, so I would not read this if you haven't read at least a couple of those books, because I think you wouldn't quite get the connections. But this was really great. I'm glad I gave it a read, and I'm finally done with the buzzword pick for October. So yay. And that's all I have for you. So that's going to be the end of this week-long reading vlog. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along with me. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me. I will be vlogging this week as well, so I will bring you along on another week of reading. Hopefully I can check a few more things off my TBR, because I still have a decent number of them to read in November. So that's enough of that. I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.